CHAMPS Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The U.S. Army, what's your warrior? The Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, because better coaching always matters. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Hangtime Michigan, presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Of course, we sent a lot of focus to the girls as they have districts getting going this week, but a lot of great games happened over the course of the weekend and early this week, and we're going to celebrate that here this week on Hangtime Michigan. We've also got a very spirited discussion on the Mr. Basketball finalists, so join us for Fast Break a little later in the program. Dan Young and TJ Kelly a part of that. And speaking of TJ Kelly, he'll also talk about the teams he feels who are more hungry for a state title this go-around. So lots to get to. Let's get to it. We begin with the Catholic League Bishop Division Championship. Our second-ranked team in the state, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, going up against UD Jesuit. The Cubs working on an 8-peat. That's right, 7 straight Catholic crowns. This game played at the University of Detroit Mercy's Callahan Hall.
Here we go, UD! Here we go! Here we go, UD! Here we go!
Cubs have fallen twice this year at the hands of OLSM. Looked good in the early stages. Charles Turner with the penetration. Backdoor cut by JT Morgan. The reverse layup is good. He had a 14-point night. UDJ also has a very nice freshman on the roster who just seems to be getting better by the minute. All Catholic honors for Sonny Wilson. The stutter step, floater, and the foul. He had 11 points in the first 2 quarters. Cubs led 12-8 after 1. But Orchard Lake St. Mary's boasts a Mr. Basketball finalist on their roster, Lauren Bowman II. Transition offense for the Eaglets, and it's Bowman with smooth shades of the former Cub Cassius Winston to the 10. Eaglets with depth and youth on their side as well. Jason Drake II going right and hits the difficult deuce. But the Cubs continue to scratch and claw their way into the Eaglets' back. Charles Turner open for 3 but can't hit. That's okay. John Marcus Rowland to the rescue. Count that baby and the foul. UD Jesuit led 28-23 at halftime. Third quarter was all Cubs as they countered the Eaglets each and every time up the floor, getting contributions from a variety of players. This is another freshman, Xavier Banks, cleaning up the O-glass and getting it to go. It was 46-40 in favor of UDJ after 3. Fourth quarter was good. Both teams exchanging blows. Wilson between the trees. The 9th grader with a team-high 20. But if you've seen Orchard Lake play and you're wondering just who might be the favorite for Mr. Basketball, Bowman making his case. 2 minutes left from way downtown. This gave the Eaglets the lead, 51-50. Minute 30 left now. Cubs back up 1. Bowman like butter. 13 of his 28 points came in crunch time. Eaglets built up a 5-point lead with 15 seconds to go. Wilson trying to score quickly. He can't. Kareem Rozier will end up with it. He sees Julian Roper Jr., and that is how you end a 12-year drought in style. For the first time since 2008, Orchard Lake St. Mary's are Catholic League champs. They dethroned UD Jesuit 64-61 the final.
I just can't say enough about the team, and we were down 14 there, and we battled to come back, and hey, that's a 7-time defending champion. They weren't going to go down easy. I got a lot of respect for Pat. He's a great coach, had a great game plan.
It feels amazing. We just been working all season, just trying to get to this point. The last couple of years, they've knocked us off actually, so it feels really good back to get here and actually win it. It feels amazing right now.
To the Grand Rapids area for a grudge match in the OK Gold Division, round 2 between 22nd ranked Wyoming and the Hawks from Ada Forest Hills Eastern. Paired with a Grand Rapids Christian loss, Wyoming would win the gold this season, came in 17-1. Menelito McGee dishes to Diego Ledesma, who dials it up from long distance. He finished with 12 points. Forest Hills Eastern fell by 8 to the Wolves in the first go-around. Kind of a seesaw season, looking to snap a 2-game losing streak after winning 3 in a row. Dane Harvey with a great outlet to Jaron Culp, stops and pops from behind the long line. Hawks only down 19-17 after 1. Eastern looked good early in the second. Harvey finds a wide-open Nicholas Schmidbauer at the back door. But Wyoming seems to be on a mission. Shooting percentage just one of their strengths. Ball distribution another. Marion Parks knocks it down from downtown. Wolves, on the road, led 45-28 at halftime. A 1-point loss to East Kentwood a year ago is the only thing preventing Wyoming from getting out of the districts. Playing with purpose in 2020, Monte Parks baseline, Maki Matthews underneath. Getting after it defensively too. Hawks turnover, Ledesma to Monty Parks with the flush. The senior at 14. Then it would be Marion Parks proving this family is ambidextrous. He finished in double figures with 15. Wyoming wins by 24, 84-60. Wolves get a big test versus Benton Harbor before districts get going next week. We stay on the west side for an Alliance League v OK Silver matchup. 12-7 Grand Rapids North Point Christian on the road at 12-6 Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian. North Point Christian got as far as the Division III Regionals a year ago, falling to the eventual state champ Pewamo Westphalia, currently third in the OK Silver. First quarter, senior guard Sam Baziu sees the junior guard Jared DeClark on the wing. Give him 3. Mustangs led 15-11 after 1. Second quarter, NC still working. Baziu drives the lane, beats a double team. The Rainbow puts them up 6. Tri-Unity Christian, Division IV state semifinalists in 2019, missed the championship by a single point to Frankfort. Won this matchup a year ago when they beat the Mustangs 69-65. Senior guard Dan Wirenga inside to the junior center Austin Treese, defenders down 4. Still second quarter, the senior guard Isaiah Declan passed the press. Wirenga open for a corner 3 in the side pocket. We went into halftime tied 27-all. Remained a close game in the third. Baziu the steal, and he gone. 1-point defenders lead. Baziu game high 29 points. Defenders doing damage. The sophomore guard Brady Titus strong to the cup. They ended the quarter leading 49-43. Tri-Unity held on. Mustangs pressed but didn't account for Austin Treese. Thank you very much. The crowd loves it. Wyoming Tri-Unity Christian goes on to beat North Point Christian 65-58 the final.
Since the playoffs have started in our mind, yes, sir. You know, we're on a 7-game winning streak. We want to keep this thing going with momentum into March.
I'm Greg Molson at Bay City Western for the Saginaw Valley League Championship game. Grand Blanc coming in at 15-3 as the Valley South Division champs, taking on the North Division champion Mount Pleasant, who was unbeaten at 18-0. The Oilers come out strong. Tyler Huneman muscling his way inside for 2. Then it's Ty Rios from outside for 3. Mount Pleasant led it by 3 at the end of the first. But Grand Blanc takes over in the second, led by the freshman point guard RJ Taylor, driving for the basket and 1. That gives the Bobcats the lead, and they'd add to it, with Taylor adding 3 more. He scored 11 points in the quarter, and he adds an assist here, setting up the sophomore Ty Rogers for the flying one-handed flush. The Bobcats outscored the Oilers 30-14 in the second and led it 42-29 at halftime. Mount Pleasant cuts into the lead in the third. Joe Ostrowski taking it all the way for the basket plus the foul. The Oilers cutting the lead to just 5, but it's Taylor scoring 2 more of his 15, just beating the buzzer to make it a 7-point lead going into the fourth. And the Cats pull away in the final quarter. Ty Rogers matched Taylor with 15, driving for the score and 1. Mark Miller led the way with 18 points as Grand Blanc hands Mount Pleasant its first loss of the season, 74-60. The Bobcats are the Saginaw Valley League champions.
Man, it's huge, man. It's our first time winning the conference in school history. So, I mean, it's an amazing feeling right now, man.
It's just good, man. It was a high-level game. So I had some high-level players, high-level team, and, like I said before, we're just trying to create momentum going into March.
How you doing? My name is First Class Adams.
Hey, what's up, Detroit? I'm Staff Sergeant Stevens. If you're within the age of 17 to 34, if you look for a job without any experience, we can teach you everything you need to know. Come be a part of the team.
And where you can locate us at is on goarmy.com/Michigan.
And our phone numbers is 586-774-0218 or 517-214-8542.
Go Army.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramus with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. And today on Game Changers, we're going to be going over blood flow restriction training. Blood flow restriction is a training technique used by adolescent to elite athletes to improve performance. It's also utilized by athletes if they're injured or had surgery for the rehabilitation process. What it includes is restricting your blood flow in both your arms and your legs to help increase strength. And it does this by letting you use a lighter load or less weight and still get the benefits of a heavy load or a heavy weight. Start with some bicep exercises. We pump up the cuffs, and he's going to use a light weight. In this case, only 5 pounds. But this 5-pound bicep curl with the BFR bands on allows him to get the same benefit as bicep curling 25 pounds. You'll start out with about 15 repetitions. He'll rest for a minute in between, and then repeat that 15 repetitions for 3 sets with 1 minute rests in between. So add BFR training while you're in your season to maintain your strength without fatiguing your performance. Or if you've had an injury, you can recover a lot quicker by having less load on that injured tissue and get back onto the field sooner.
To find a DMC location near you specializing in blood flow restriction therapy, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Don't forget, you can check out Hockey Times. Every week, we are going to be talking about what's going on in the great state of Michigan at the high school level. So much good hockey being played, and we're going to do our best to cover it from all vantage points in the great state of Michigan. New episodes drop every Wednesday right around 3 o'clock.
Hey, State Champs Nation, Jenna Skalski here, and I'm here to tell you to check out the State Champs Michigan Winter Roundup premiering every Friday at 5 p.m. all winter long. The Roundup is where you can find highlights in girls basketball, boys swimming, competitive cheer, wrestling, bowling, and gymnastics. Presented by Lawrence Tech, check out the State Champs Michigan Winter Roundup premiering Fridays at 5 p.m. on the State Champs Sports Network and the State Champs app.
Welcome to another installment of Fast Break here on Hangtime, presented by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. The executive director, Dan Young, in the house, and our resident Boys Hoops insider, TJ Kelly. Gentlemen, the Mr. Basketball Fab 5 nominees have been announced. This is the 40th anniversary of the award. The official title is the Hal Schramm Mr. Basketball Award, if you're curious as to who Hal Schramm was. He covered prep sports in the state for over 42 years. He had the nickname Swami for his fearless basketball predictions and football playoffs as well. He was a good guy, but I'm sure a lot of people may have thought, who is that guy, especially the young kids, so that's who he was. All right, let's get your thoughts on each of the Mr. Basketball finalists. Let's begin with the 6'3" guard from Detroit Cass Tech, Tyson Acuff, recently named Mr. PSL. TJ, I pity the fool who has to guard Mr. T.
Hey, without a doubt, let's look at the last time that there was a PSL 3-time champion. That was Manny Harris, wound up going to Michigan. And hey, he's in rare company, Tyson Acuff I'm speaking of. And you talk about somebody who's just put Cass Tech on his shoulders, carried them to where they are now. Steve Hall's got arguably his top player ever. He will look for his first state championship, and that will only be led by Tyson Acuff. So great addition to the Mr. Basketball.
He has been on the map from the get-go in his career in high school and has improved every year, and now is a great scorer, which probably could have been, but he was a guy that did what he had to do down the road with his team over the years as far as defense, rebounding, sharing the ball, and now he's putting up, 27 a game.
Absolutely. Let's head west for the guy who dropped the shot heard round the state a few years back from Benton Harbor, the 6'6 guard/forward, Carlos Johnson. We know him as Scooby. His favorite Scooby snack, triple doubles.
He got himself on the map on no bigger stage than hitting a state championship game, to end the 2018 the state title games. So, hey, people aren't forgetting that moment.
6'6", 235. He's got an NBA body, handles the ball, shoots it really well, and has everything. Inside game, outside game, handles the ball really well for a guy his size.
Back to the east side for the 7'1 monster that is Matt Nicholson, the Godzilla of Michigan high school hoops, pulverizing opponents in the post. Besides his scoring prowess, he had a school record 27 rebound game this season.
He was on the bench. Who's the tall kid when Clarkston's winning state championships? Now all of a sudden it's his time to shine. And like I kind of how you talked about Tyson Acuff being able to go in there and take over and just moving into a new role. Well, Matt Nicholson has embellished that role like no other.
7'1", runs the court, great motor, and like we said, has gotten better through his whole career. Was a backup most of his career, which tells you a lot about this kid.
Since his freshman year, Jalen Terry has terrorized and tortured defenses. The Flash has served justice to those who dare to front him. Proving he's mortal, a few ankle injuries have sidelined him a few times, but there is no kryptonite to keep him from taking Beecher back to the promised land.
Arguably the most electric player. Fantastic player to watch, especially in the open court where, hey, he's a terror and I feel bad for the rims because, they can always snap back. And if you look back and let's say when the Mr. Basketball first came along, he might have taken down a couple of those backboards.
When they asked all the five who was their top opponent, his name came up the most.
Finally, after guiding his Eaglets back to the top of the Catholic League mountain after a dynastic reign by U of D Jesuit, with the game on the line, all I heard throughout Callahan Hall were the words, "In Lorne we trust." Of course, I thought they were talking about me, but no. Lorne Bowman, the new Iceman, silky smooth and cold brewed. On the court, he cuts up defenders like a glacier through the Arctic Ocean. When all is said and done, in just a few short weeks, we might all be saying, the Iceman coming.
He scores effortlessly as far as his jumper, and that's something that I've seen since he was a freshman. Obviously starting at Western and then transferring over to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. But wow, Wisconsin's getting a great one.
The best ones make it look effortless. That's what I see when I watch him play. It's just effortless. And when he wants to put it on, you saw in the Catholic League final. Yeah, it's a great five.
Good luck to this version of the Justice League. I could make a strong case for each and every one of you. Dan, how does the voting work? Quickly.
So all coaches who are currently coaching, members who are currently coaching, get a vote. And it'll start March 11th.
All right. He is TJ Kelly. He's Dan Young. This has been Fast Break. We are officially in March now, and undoubtedly this is the craziest month in Michigan high school sports. And aren't you lucky? You have two great resources to keep up with all of it. State Champs always bringing you highlights and analysis of the busy state championship season. And how about our partners at the Michigan High School Athletic Association? Just this week, over 200 live events on MHSAA.tv and the NFHS network. The monthly subscription is less than 40 cents a day, and you can access live games all over the country, not just Michigan. Check it all out at MHSAA.tv.
Iago butter. Honey, look at this. 40,000 flavor combinations, and I've had almost every one. Asiago, butter, cheese, Cajun. The flavored crust combinations are endless. It's the greatest thing that ever happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
To get more pizza? Yeah.
No, to call your mother. Wow.
Don't go. I need that equation.
Now get a meal deal to fit any budget at the home of flavored crust.
Hungry?
Howie!
Don't flinch. Fast start. We're physical. We're more physical than them tonight. And we're setting the tone. Fast start. Let's set the tone. Let's fly around.
KLAA Conference Tourney semifinal action. 12-6 Kenton taking on Belleville for the first time this year. Tigers 15-3 on the season. The KLAA East champs Belleville trying to set the tone in the early going. Mario Johnson with the block. Brandon Jackson leads it perfectly to a streaking Connor Bush. Peanut butter and jam. Tied for second in the West with Northville. The Chiefs coming off a thrilling win at the buzzer over rival Plymouth. The kid who won that game right here, Jake Vickers. Kenton in the midst of a 12-4 run. Kenton led 15-8 after the first quarter due in large part to their proficiency from the outside. Jacob Rubis knocks down the triple in the waning seconds. Second quarter now. Tigers trying to find their groove. This is what you call a 50-50 ball. Bush with the basket and the whistle. But Vickers and crew continued to expand on their lead. Jake had 15 first-half points, including 3 long balls. Chiefs led 28-15 at the break. Second half, Belleville started balling. This is the senior Lorenzo Wright, straight to the rack, but still a comfortable 13-point lead for the Chiefs late in the third. And as quickly as it grew to 20, the lead began to evaporate in the fourth. The senior Jalen Williams, the fake, and then the finish. 3 minutes left, Tigers were within 4, 49-45. Under 30 seconds left to go in the game now. Belleville down 2. Nice vision between the sophomore Johnson and Wright. Backdoor wide open. He had a team-high 19. Chiefs in the front court with the last shot in regulation. Cole Vickers with a great look. No! Then this happened. The senior Ben Stesiak from behind the backboard at the buzzer. Back-to-back game-winning shots as time expires for the Chiefs. That qualified Kenton with a date in the KLAA title tilt versus Howe. 58-56 the final.
We came into this game knowing we were going to have to win this game with defense. Played a solid defense in the first half. Second half, we kind of fell down with that a little bit, but we kept grinding and we came back and just got the win. Come into a hostile crowd like this, hostile environment, and get the win and pull it out, it feels amazing. I mean, it's great. No better feeling.
To the Oakland Activities Association for a Red Division clash between third-ranked Clarkston and the North Farmington Raiders. Couple guests in this house, Detroit Lions cornerback Darius Slay and Michigan basketball coach Jawan Howard hanging out. North Farmington currently third in the OAA Red. First quarter, Eddie Lenton kicks to Marshall Miller, the senior from beyond the arc. Raiders out to an 8-2 lead. Wolves looking to clinch the division with a win here, trying to win its 16th straight. The sophomore Keegan Wasilk had a good night. 3-ball in the corner pocket, 16 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Wolves led 17-11. It grew in the second. The newly named Mr. Basketball finalist Matt Nicholson gets the rock, two-hand ham slammage. Wolves outscored North Farmington 17-5 in the second quarter. The sophomore Fletcher Lawyer, fresh off his unofficial visit to Michigan, the drive and the contested basket. Clarkston went into halftime leading 34-19. North Farmington has talent, especially the junior Bashir Jihad, averaging a double-double this season. The 6'8 forward works his way inside and over Nicholson. But Clarkston, relentless. The Northwestern recruit Nicholson, practically unstoppable on the post, finish, and the foul. Third triple-double in a row and fifth this season. 12 points, 12 boards, and 10 blocks. The star sophomore Lawyer, 6 triples in the contest, part of a game-high 24-point night. Here, the floater hits its mark. Clarkston wins its 14th consecutive OAA League championship. Wolves take a bite out of North Farmington, 59-39.
This is Greg Molson at the final game of the regular season in Clio, where the Mustangs were going for their second straight 15-win season, taking on USA, Unionville-Seaboing area. The Patriots coming in at 16-2. The Mustangs are led by senior Latavius Vaughter, getting them started with a two-handed flush. But for every 2 the Mustangs were scoring, the Patriots would get 3, led by the hot hand of Landon Zimmer. USA up by 7 in the first. Clio comes back, taking the lead in the second on the pull-up from Logan McNeil. USA takes the lead into the half, though. Zimmer with another triple, putting the Patriots up 29-25 at the break. It remains close through the third. Nash Borton driving for the basket plus the foul. USA up 1 going into the fourth. Then it's Morton driving for another and 1, putting the Patriots up by 3 with 3 minutes to play. Clio keeping it close, going inside to Vaughter, who takes it up strong to cut the lead to just 1. It was still a 1-point game with 34 seconds to go when Ethan Coakley goes to the line and calmly hits 2 free throws, giving the Mustangs the lead, and that won it. Clio pulls it out in the final minute to beat USA 59-55, wrapping up the regular season at 15-5.
I've heard a lot about people saying there's a fire in the eyes of people. Well, tonight was my night to see that fire. They wanted it at the end. I learned that about them tonight. They wanted this game. For the seniors, it was the last game in this gym for them. They weren't going out like that, and they fought for it at the end, and they won the game.
We wrap at the Convocation Center at EMU. Number 9, Ypsilanti Lincoln hosting our number 7 team in the state, Ann Arbor Huron. First time these two meeting, Lincoln won by 11 in Imani Bates' freshman debut 1 year ago. Celine ended the River Rats season in overtime in the first game at Districts a year ago. 18-1 here, only lost to Skyline on Valentine's Day. Mike Robinson recently with the Kentucky State offer, rim check. River Rats looking good in the half-court offense too. Michael Davis, the reigning conference high jump champ. Slick move to the tin, 14-6 Huron after 1. You guys remember the former Vancouver Grizzly Big Country? We have a version here in Michigan. The standout offensive tackle Tate McKenzie can bang with the best of them. Clear a path. Rail splitters within 3. Always a tough task trying to guard the number 1 player in the country for the class of 2022. Rats held Imani Bates to 11 first-half points. Double hustle here. Davis has the loose ball. Tyson Edmondson helps Julian Lewis go slam dancing. The River Rats held the Rail Splitters to 18 first-half points this season, lowest point total on the season, while at the same time pouring in 29, junior guard Devin Womack, a perfect pass to fellow junior Kingsley Perkins, rim rattler. Lincoln came in with losses only to River Rouge and Benton Harbor. Facing it here, the intensity ratcheted up. Rats turn it over. Moments later, get it back. Bates hits the deck. Huron in transition. Bunny for Edmondson. That fired up that man Imani Bates. Here, the sick reverse layup. Lincoln within 4, 42-38 in the third. 20 of his 31 points in the second half. Fourth quarter, putting everyone on skates. Juwan Howard likes what he sees. But this night, whose house? Huron's house. Edmondson with the floater. River Rats derail the Rail Splitters. 64-54 the final. These two just might meet again in the district championship.
The State Champs Sports Network is located on the incredible campus that is Lawrence Technological University. This university has so much to offer. It's still the best kept secret in the Midwest. I am encouraging all families that can hear me to take a visit. Cutting edge learning, small class sizes, incredible internship and networking opportunities, 26 varsity level NAIA sports. Daily tours are offered Monday through Thursday, and blue and white days are offered on select Fridays. Group tours for schools and community groups are also available. For questions or more information, contact the Office of Admissions at 248-204-3160 or email admissions@ltu.edu.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Hang Time as we wrap up another outstanding episode. And hopefully you caught the conversation we had about our Mr. Basketball finalists. TJ joined in on that, and Dan Young. You can check it out if you missed any part of this show. You can find it as a separate clip on social media, on our website, and our brand new State Champs app. What we wanted to talk about now is we get ready for the playoffs. And we were just talking off camera about how loaded it is in Division I. But again, strong across the board. So many great teams this season, really wide open for a lot of different divisions. And the question is, who wants it more? Who are the teams, in your estimation, that are really hungry to get to the Breslin Center and get it done?
Hey, hunger is such a key. I think that's one of the reasons why Ypsi Lincoln won last year. Obviously, they had Imani Bates, but they had a lot of other guys that were seniors, and they're hungry.
And they had struggled for a long time.
And had a lot of struggling years. And now it's our time. This is our chance to go out there. The dinger went off in the microwave, and we're ready to eat.
Yes, absolutely. When they beat Ypsilanti in the playoffs in the districts, that was kind of the catalyst for them to just go on and do it.
We were at Tuesday's game at the Convocation Center, and we watched Ann Arbor Huron come out with that hunger to beat Ypsilanti Lincoln.
And swagger.
Yes, they took care of the ball. There were a lot of things that they played controlled. It wasn't like, all right, we're going to just rah, 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 rah. We're going to portion it out, and we're going to go for the entire 32 minutes, and we're going to get this done. Now, you look at Ann Arbor Huron last year, they wound up losing in districts of early exit. I think that there's some hunger that they want to get back to where they were 10 years ago at the Breslin Center. Then you look at a team like Clarkston. They got bounced in the first round last year by Rochester Adams. Now they've got that hunger. Hey, you know what? This is the first time. We don't want to be listed as the first team not to win a district. They've got some things that they want to earn, and I think that Matt Nicholson, this is his time to shine. I think that Cass Tech, they are very well known throughout the city. Never won a state championship. I think that Tyson Acuff, Steve Hall, they want that statewide notoriety. And I think that the best way that they're going to have to go about doing it is winning a state title, or at least getting to the Breslin Center the next 3.5 weeks of basketball, because we're loaded here in Michigan.
And River Rouge now in Division I, but a team with as much hunger as anyone, especially just from the way they've competed this season.
Yes. And you look at what Rouge has done in the history, more state championships than anybody else. Lamonte Stone was on the team, was coaching the last time that they won a state championship. He's not going to catch Lofton Green. For him to win another state championship, I think would be huge. And you talk about a lot of guys that had to wait their time. Legend Jeter. We can all remember that the fantastic speech that Lamonte had last year at the Breslin after they wound up winning their state final or semifinal game, and it was phenomenal. Now it's Legend Jeter's turn, and this is a junior who has really stepped up.
All right, finally, 2 more teams I want you to comment on, and that's our top 2 teams in the state, and I'm talking about Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Flint Beecher. Orchard Lake St. Mary's obviously got over the mountaintop here with the Catholic League Championship. Do they have the stones, as it were, to take themselves on?
Well, they've definitely got the players.
They certainly do.
When you look at what they have, what they did in the Catholic League, and what we referred to when we were talking about Mr. Basketballs, you talk about what Lauren Bowman Jr. brought to the table. That is a lot of hunger. Hey, I've got this. This is my time. I'm the senior here.
And you have to have that.
And you have to have the guy that everybody else on the team is going to respect. The guy that is the leader, the guy that's the first guy into the gym, the last guy out.
Jalen Terry, although he's faced some injuries this year, Flint Beecher, they are still the team to beat.
In Division III, without a doubt. They've been able to beat some of the top Division I teams in the state, including Orchard Lake St. Mary's. I think that one of the things with these seniors, they want to have their own title, like Ellison did his senior year, like Monty Morris did his senior year when you look back over the last 10 years. And yeah, Jalen Terry, Ernest Sanders, they are the true leaders of that team.
Our man Ryan Slocum did a documentary on the Beecher, Monty Morris, era, and now he's doing another one with this one. So of course they want to leave their legacy and have it all left on celluloid. So check out TJ and I's rankings reaction. He's got his new top 25 out at statechampsnetwork.com. You can find that on all the socials, and check out who our list is right now as we come up basically one more list as far as regular season goes for our top 25.
It's time now for the MHSAA Basketball Clip of the Week, and it goes to Ben Stesiak from Canton High School, hitting the game-winning basket as time expires to beat Belleville in the KLAA playoffs. And that's your MHSAA Clip of the Week.
Thank you so much for watching. Thanks to Dan and TJ and all of the people in charge of this production, Hangtime, Michigan. A lot of camera guys, a lot of people behind the scenes. We appreciate all of you. And also, we encourage you to download the State Champs app. It's free and now available both on Roku TV and the Amazon Fire Stick. All you need to do is just search State Champs Network and find it and enjoy it on TV just like we never left, right? We will see you next week on Hangtime.
State Champs Hangtime is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The U.S. Army, what's your warrior? The Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan, because better coaching always matters. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.